Live Live Podcast with your host, Jose Arqueta.
And we're back. Dude, I always get excited when I'm back. I'm always looking forward to recording the next episode. I don't know, I just get excited. So I feel blessed to be back. And as always, this episode is being sponsored by Revive Bar Beauty Aesthetics. I know right now she's on vacation, enjoying her vida loca, but don't forget to check out her services. I highly recommend it. And check this quick commercial.
Welcome to Revive Beauty Bar, where beauty meets wellness in the heart of downtown Salinas. Our expert team is dedicated to providing personalized care tailored to your beauty needs. Let's explore how we can enhance your natural beauty. I am here to assess your concerns and recommend the perfect solution. From rejuvenating Botox and RHA treatments to revitalizing skin resurfacing, we have it all to help you glow with confidence. In addition, our IV hydration and vitamin therapy ensures you feel your best from the inside out. Experience the art of medical aesthetics at Revive Beauty Bar. Book your appointment today and discover a healthier, more beautiful you.
And we're back. So, like I said, I'm excited to be back. Today, I have a special guest because we go way back. We go way, way back. You know, we know each other since we were little kids and further down the road, you know what I mean? And, of course, after high school, you know, everybody takes their separate roads, but we always managed to bump into each other. And the funny ways that we always bump into each other was always at party events, social events, right? So, and, you know, I'm excited. And the reason why I'm here is because I've always seen this guy travel all over the world, dude, you know, and I've always had the opportunity to leave my country, which is the United States of America, but I haven't had the opportunity to go somewhere else besides Mexico, so that kind of doesn't count like I travel, you know, because everybody just goes to Mexico and that's it, right? You could get to go to some nice places in Mexico, but in reality, I never had the opportunity to go like somewhere else besides Mexico, like, I don't know, fucking Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and stuff like that. I never had the opportunity, maybe because I never had someone to go with, but anyways, but I seen this guy always travel and it always caught my attention. And you know, I see him at the gym and I was like, oh, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, I'm going to take off for a month, you know, I'm going to take off here, I'm going to take off there. So I was like, man, I'd like to, you know more a little bit, like the different cultures you got to experience. So with that being said, today is a friend of mine, like I mentioned earlier. We're going to go over his journey. Help me welcome Diego Carrillo from Salinas, California, and working across the globe from Malaysia to Colombia, and while staying grounded and committed to growth. He's a passionate about helping others and building meaningful relationships and giving back to the community. So with that being said, welcome.
Good to be here, man.
Thanks, bro, for taking the invitation, dude.
Yeah,
I know we're always going back and forward, and at the gym, we're like, dude, cuando, you know? And you're always traveling. You're always just living the life, bro. Living the good life.
Trying, dude. I think that's the main thing. Like you said, you know, I want to do it, but it's just like,
yeah,
like doing it, just not trying, but actually getting it done. Yeah.
You know what, bro? I admire you because, you know, a lot of us in our age, right, are already married, dude, 3 or 4 kids, 5 kids, a family, and they never got to experience that opportunity to go out there and travel the world, right? And I don't know, is it because of the stigma that, you know, right after high school, you got to get a job, or we didn't have nobody like to actually push us to go to like get a better education, you know what I mean? It had to come from us, right? And being able to see, you know, individuals like yourself that are just, you know, just going out there, putting yourself out there, bro. You know what I mean? Taking advantage of the opportunity you have, right? And you know, and not everybody has that opportunity or that privilege to do that, right? So, you know, my respects, bro. You know?
Well, I think for me, one of the things was, not after college, but I worked for a bit, and then one of my college buddies was out in Malaysia working and needed some people to go out and work. So that's when I moved out there. And then once I was out there, I lived there for a couple of years. And then when I was out there, it's like, that's when I got to experience like all of Asia. And
that inspired for you to, okay.
Well, not only it got me a job there. So I moved there and then living there, you're you're able to travel so easily. It's so cheap to travel once you're there.
Yeah.
And that's what started the whole
journey.
Wanting to travel and
Damn, bro. Because you see these people, they do blogs on social media and YouTube, and you're like, damn, that's pretty cool. And some people get paid for it. You know what I mean? That's pretty awesome. I mean, I'm gonna go off topic, bro, because usually I don't start this. But have you ever thought about that, bro? Like, you know what? Maybe I should turn into this like a little blog journey.
My people at work say, dude, you should start. Like, I mean, I don't know how easy to get following, but I don't have that following. So once I guess you have that, I guess you have to start somewhere, right? But I mean, yeah, that would be something. I mean, people make money off of it. You're traveling and so
they live off of that, bro.
Yeah.
Especially, dude. I mean, shit. But anyways, before I get ahead of myself, bro, I have a thing going, right? I mean, I usually give my guest a gift, and it was my bad. I'll take the blame today. I want to give a shout out to Hoax Jerky, beef jerky, delicious beef jerky. So I owe you, bro. Next time I see you at the gym, I'm going to take the bag, bro. But yeah, dude. So I know a lot of people know us already. They know you, right? So for those that don't know, they're going to get to know you. So, you grew up on the east side, right?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit, about growing up on the east side Salinas, bro.
I mean, I grew up in the 80s, and I remember like even just like, I grew up we went to Sanborn Elementary when it was still called Sanborn, and I remember like, I mean, it was different. It was definitely different. I moved there in the mid 80s. It was, I mean, I remember still like my neighbors, like I had like these white old ladies around us. Like there was still like when it was changing. Yeah. I mean, there were still Latinos in like, I remember just having like old white like lady neighbors and then it was different. And then you see the changes. But I mean, I also left for a minute and then came back, and it's just like it's changed a lot, but it's it's still the same. It still feels like home, but even though you see those changes.
You know what? Yeah, bro. Because I remember growing up, it was never nothing how it is right now. I see it different as every time, dude. When I drive to certain area in Salinas, I'm like, damn, it's changing. You know what I mean? It's changing. And I've had the opportunity to be certain states in the U.S. I mean, there was one point where I thought about moving to Texas, dude. I was like, fuck it, let's go to Texas. You know what I mean? But then I was like, I don't know nobody over there. Catching us away,
Yeah.
But it's just the mentality because you want something new. But it's just like, whatever. But I mean, I like it here. I'm happy here. You know what I mean? But obviously, you say you moved to Salinas when you were in the 80s, bro?
No. Like,
well, or you were still
like in my neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
Like where where I grew up, like my home as a childhood home and growing up. Like I remember living there and but yeah, like you were saying, like I mean, I got the opportunity to also live like in the Midwest. Like you're saying, you're going to go to Texas, but I left with my family too and went to Nebraska. But I was already that was after college.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn, bro. I remember when I met you, dude. I was like, ese dude habla español. Like, what the heck? Because I was like, you're all white, bro. Acá yo pinche
Really?
paisa, bro.
I mean, I remember you since we were kids. So to me, it's like, it's always been.
Yeah.
I thought we spoke Spanish since we were kids.
No, bro, because I think the first time I met you and Mario, you guys were talking in English, dude. Y apenas estaba sacando mi English.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, dude. So obviously we went to Sanborn. I went to Sanborn. What was one memory you remember from Sanborn Elementary School, dude? Because I know you. Everybody had Mrs. McCarthy. Who was that teacher in 6th grade that everybody had?
Miss Mahaffey.
Miss Mahaffey. Yeah. There you go, dude. Yo no la tenía, bro. Fuck. Everybody.
Yeah. No, I actually, since you mentioned it, I remember one thing when we were in 6th grade or fifth or 6th grade. No, it was 6th grade. We had this charity. Remember, everyone would talk about like Ernie Camacho. He donated like I think an autographed ball, and we started this whole like raffle, and we were just raising money for like Sanborn, and then one thing too, we changed the name from like Sanborn Braves to the Hawks, and so we had to get like everything new. And I remember we raised money for that just because it wasn't cool, I guess, to be called Brave, or it wasn't PC or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I still remember when we were in 5th grade, they came out with the yearbooks. I don't know if you
I-
remember with the yearbooks. I still have mine,
Yeah.
bro.
No, I remember that. I don't remember. I didn't know if that was the first year they did it, but I do remember.
Yeah. Damn, dude. So, but what was the one memory, dude, you always remember right there in elementary school?
I think that was it, helping out with that, with um, the raffle and raising money and doing all that. Because I remember they would call me into the office
Uh-huh.
to like help and like package those and get those. Yeah.
Oh man. So would you say that Ms. Mahaffey was your favorite teacher?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't remember having like a bad teacher. Like all the teachers I had at Sanborn, they stand out. They were good. But yeah, Mahaffey did. I mean, I had her for 2 years. And actually, I think 1 year, like in 6th grade, I was supposed to be in another class.
Mm.
And like for the first week, I was in another class. And then she took me out of that class and put me in her class with me and Alex. You remember Alex? Actually, I saw him not too long ago. Alex Negrete.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. We were both in a different class. And then she's like, you're coming in my class. So she switched us.
Really? Yeah, I haven't seen Alex Negrete forever, dude. Wow. Yeah, because you were with Slimer. Slimer was in your class. Who else was in your class? Damn, dude. I can't remember who else.
I think
was
Mario was in there too. Yeah.
Yeah, Mario was in your class. I think the only one that was in
I
my
think
class,
Joey was in there.
Joey was in your
Yeah.
class. Yeah. Damn, dude. Who else? Can't remember, dude. But yeah, I remember I was 6th grade. I was with Mrs. Mills.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
was with
I never
Mrs.
had her,
Mills.
but I remember.
Yeah, I was with Mrs. Mills with Edgar Samudio. Remember Edgar Samudio?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, man, you're bringing back like old school memories.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, the only asshole teacher that I had was Mr. Henry. I hated that guy, dude. He was my 4th grade teacher. He was like an
I
old
remember
white dude. I freaking hated that guy. But other than that, one of my favorite teachers was Mr. Flores.
Yeah,
He was my
I
2nd
remember
grade
him.
teacher. Yeah, he was pretty cool. And it kind of sucked when he had to move back to Alaska.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, because he only teach there for a while and then he moved. That's the only memory I had about him. And then another teacher named Miss Napolitano. She was pretty cool, dude.
Yeah, I had her too.
Yeah, remember
Yeah.
her? Oh, shit.
Did you have her in 4th grade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I had Mr. Henry in 4th grade, but I had her for summer school.
Oh,
Yeah, she's the one who taught me how to write cursive.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she was strict. I remember at first I was like, I didn't want to be in her class, but she turned out to be like, yeah. I mean, she was strict, but she was like a good teacher. Yeah.
What other memories do you remember growing up, dude? Like for me, I remember like the little Valentine's, bro. Como, a ver quién te da una pinche tarjetita. Yeah, like stuff like that. You know, I remember that. Or like cuando llovía, you play games inside, stuff like that, dude. I mean, anything that brings memories to you, like,
Yeah.
oh,
No, I remember that too. Like when we had lunches before because we were there even before they would build those cafeterias.
yeah.
So like on rainy days, you'd have to take your lunch to your desk and eat it. Remember?
Ah, shit. Well, my favorite day was tater tots, bro. Tater tots day, dude.
The pizza with like the huge ass bread.
Hey, dude, but it was heaven, though, dude. It was heaven. Oh, man. So I know I lived in Acosta Plaza, dude. You live on the other side, across the street from Sanborn.
On Sam.
Yeah. So what would you do after school? Did you play any school sports? Did you play baseball? Because I know a lot of people played at Cluster Park baseball and stuff like that.
I wasn't on a team, no, but I would go to Cluster Park because that's where I lived, like on Kimmel, right between Cluster Park and Sanborn. So yeah, I was always there. Or I mean, back in the day, like there was like neighborhood kids, and that's when you would be out. Like yeah, so like on my street, it was just like all my neighbors were my friends, you know.
Yeah.
So after school, just hanging out with our friends, neighbors.
Did you live close to Hovey?
Yeah, he lived the street over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember that area. The only ones that I remember in that area was Sergio, who lived on Acosta Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Slimer lived behind it or something like that, right in front of the bread box.
Right in front of the bread box.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and I would go to the bread box a lot too.
Yeah.
And Simon would be there all the time. Yeah.
I bumped into him not too long ago, dude. It was so nice seeing that guy, dude. It's like, dude, I grew up with them. It's kind of like you. We grew up together. It's like, it's nice to see you. You know what I mean? All right, bro. So fast forward, we all go to Asselsal. You know, we were there for 2 years. Did you ever get to experience like, or did you felt any pressure, bro? Like, because during that time, gangs were really, really active. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Were really, really well known. I mean, for us, dude, coming out of Costa Plaza, me and Mario felt kind of pressure. Like, hey, are you gonna do it or not? You know what I mean? I don't know, dude. Like, in your end, did you ever feel pressure, dude? Like going into 7th and 8th grade?
No, dude, I didn't have that pressure. I also had like two older brothers. Like I had a brother that's 6 years older than me, so he was there, like like guiding the way and stuff.
Oh,
I could
okay.
say it, but yeah, I don't. I've never felt that pressure.
Yeah,
No.
that's cool, dude. Yeah, for us, yeah, we grew up in La Costa Plaza, bro. So it's like,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, you would hear about Acosta Plaza. I mean, we're not that far away, but we didn't really have like that
yeah, you
much
guys
activity
didn't.
on.
Yeah, no, there was not that much activity because La Costa Plaza there was activities all the time, bro. I remember, and but I mean, shit. First year in 7th grade, we were still wearing whatever clothes, and then 8th grade, we're like, oh, you have to wear the uniform.
Yeah,
That freaking uniform, huh? Yeah.
I mean, I didn't hate it, but we would get those days where you could wear whatever you want, and everyone went out. Remember, like every now and then you'd get like a free dress day or whatever.
Yeah, everybody will go to the same store, bro.
Everyone's wearing the same thing.
Yeah, I remember in high school,
Anyways.
dude. Yeah, yo con la camisa, dude, and I'll see Sergio wearing the same shirt but bigger, obviously, Where'd you get it? Anchor blue. Fucking dude. You know what I mean? I hated that, dude. Yeah. And then when I'll shop with Mario, me and Mario would be like, all right, bro, we'll buy the same shirt, but be like, he'll tell me, hey, dime cuándo te la vas a poner, so I won't wear it. So if I'll tell him I'll wear it on Monday, he won't wear it for the full week until the next week. So vice versa.
Well, that's how it was back then, dude. Like we all went to the same stores, we all lived in
Yeah.
the same town. It's not
Yeah.
like you went online and ordered whatever you wanted,
Like, como ahora que Temu,
Yeah.
fucking sheet or whatever.
Or whatever. Yeah, you just go online, order whatever you want.
I was with Angel last night. We were at the gym, dude, and I was like, "Hey, dude, that's a nice sweater." He's like, I got it on TikTok shop. Fucking Angel. Yeah, bro. So, all right, fast forward, dude. We get to high school. Obviously, my freshman year, I go to Alvarez. I didn't get to hang out with all of you guys because you guys went to Alsa. I went to Alvarez, and then I made the transition during summer, going towards my sophomore year to Alsa, dude. And to me, it was life changing. I was happy to be at Alsa because all my friends were there, So, we're playing football. We got to practice together. I remember so great memories, dude, just bullshitting at the sideline with you, dude, having a good time. What was one thing or what was a highlight of for you, dude, going to high school, those 4 years?
I mean, I played football for those first couple years. I don't know if you remember, I broke my
When I started, you had your cast on.
yeah. So, dude, and then I fractured my wrist like the jamboree,
Uh-huh.
and then I had it for like 5 weeks without getting it casted or like even going to the doctor. I was like, dude, there's something wrong. And then I finally go to the doctor, and it's like, yeah, it's fractured. So they put a cast in it for like 6 months, and it never healed correctly. And then on sophomore year, the jamboree again comes because it never healed correctly. I play and I re-break it on that same.
Damn.
So I was out like both seasons just on the jamboree.
Because I remember I couldn't practice for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then I started practice, and then I fractured my wrist.
Oh, that's right. You were in a cast.
Yeah, they had me run the ball, and then Hoey was playing linebacker, and he hit me with the face mask, and I was like, dude, me hizo fracture el wrist. And I was like, so también ahí estaba contigo en the side, bro. I remember us being the
in
side,
like crippled handicap.
yeah, right there, dude, just bullshitting, Oh,
That's
man,
right.
yeah. But I mean, you talk about playing football, but like, what was a highlight, bro, of those 4 years? Dude, I have so many highlights in high school, bro. But for me, one of them, dude, was the best summer school ever, dude. Junior year, that was the best summer school with you, dude. Like nonstop laughing every freaking day, dude. That was like the best summer school. My junior year going towards my senior year.
I remember that. Dude.
Yeah, that was my highlight of the whole 4 years, dude.
Yeah, I mean, and I would just take. I think No, I think I had to retake. Was it like trig or something? I don't even remember, but it was. I remember it was a math class.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I remember. And
Because le copiábamos a esta Claudia. Claudia will sit in the middle. I'll sit right here. You'll sit right there. And then we'll just be like, hey, yeah.
yeah,
No highlights, bro? Or you just like,
I'm like drawing a blank. Dude, I was also. I remember just like the teachers. Going back to teachers that stood out. I remember like Miss Cabrera. I was in like that Avid class. And she was always just like, she was like a good teacher and like pushing us. And she was also like, like inspired students because, I think she went to Stanford. She graduated from Alisal. And yeah, so that was just like being, because they, with the Avid program, I don't know if it's still around or but they would like follow you and just like guide you and wanted you to be like college prep or ready or whatever. So that stands out. I remember like that was helpful and like she would help with like the whole like application process, doing all that because I was first generation college student.
Yeah. I remember her. I never had her class. I never had the opportunity to have her class, but sí la miraba. For me, it was Mr. Lopez and Mr. Silva, Mr. Burnett, an English teacher, Mr. Badalini. I think that was it for me, dude. Like the only teachers that always saw something in me and pushed me. You know what I mean?
Ms. Durr too. Did you ever have Ms. Durr?
No me acuerdo. Dude.
Yeah, she would also do like Avid, but she wasn't my.
Oh, Miss Estrada. She still teaches. Shout out to Miss Estrada. Yeah, Miss Estrada. ¿Quién más, dude? That's about it. I mean, coaches. As far as coaches, remember Coach Cerratos?
Yeah.
Well, it's crazy, bro. Like a couple weeks ago, I met his son. He actually recorded here a podcast with his su tía. And I was like, I heard his last name, and I was like, this guy looks familiar. And I was like, Serratos. Yeah, after the podcast, I was like, hey, dude, by any chance your dad's Mr. Serratos? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, yeah, dude. Yeah.
Well, back then when we were playing, it was like the whole Salinas Police Department was the coach. Remember? Because even like, they had.
And we still suck, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think they were just, doing it so they could, check out because Alisal back then didn't have the best reputation. So they're just like,
Yeah, that's true, dude. I totally forgot it was all casi todos eran cops.
Yeah.
But that was just the JV team. I don't know who was the varsity team. Who was the coaches of the varsity?
Coach Lara, remember?
Oh,
and
that's
then
right. Yeah,
Coach Milligan. He was also. Yeah, there was there was a handful. Like
Okay, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Coach Lara. Yeah. I remember now. It's coming back to me. So obviously, bro, high school, it's over, right? A lot of us chose to go to school. A lot of us chose to go to work. You were one of the few, bro, that chose to go to school. Did you have plans, bro? Like, you know what, I'm gonna go to college right after high school, or was it that Miss Cabrera influenced you a lot to go to that route, to go to university?
I mean, yeah, she was definitely a big part of that decision, and then also like my mom, she's like, "Oh, I want you to go to college," and she always like pushed that and instilled that. But yeah, it was a combination of a lot of things. But yeah, like Cabrera, the teacher, my mom especially. I mean, my dad too, but my mom was like.
Did your brothers went to college too, or not?
My other brother, he did, but I mean, he got his AA and stuff. And then like my sister did some nursing, but didn't complete it, like nursing program. Yeah.
You have a sister, bro?
Yeah.
I didn't even know you had a sister, dog.
Really?
Yeah. So I was bro. I didn't even knew you had brothers, bro, until like Angel told me you had brothers.
Yeah. Well, one of them's only like a grade older than us. Yeah.
I don't even know, dude. You just sabía, bro. So it was a combination of everything that led you to go to college.
Yeah.
Did you have planned to like, you know what, I'm gonna go to Harnell and then go to college, or was it that the opportunity for you was there and that you had the right people to guide you to just go straight to the university?
I mean, I had planned maybe to like go to Hartnell and then go to a 4 year after, after completing the AA. but like I said, when I decided actually I was going to do that, my mom's like, "You're not staying here. Like you have to leave." Like I think she was just afraid if I stayed, I wouldn't complete it or wouldn't. Yeah. So I did plan like right after college. I mean, right after high school. I mean, I did apply to schools and I wanted to go out of state. But then I ended up saying like, you know what, I'm just going to stay here. And I was like, no, you're not. Like you have to, you have to go.
Which schools did you apply out of state, bro?
Dude, I applied and I got accepted to Nebraska because I was a Husker fan.
Really?
And I wanted to, yeah.
Yeah.
And I also, I mean, I had a family in Nebraska, so that was one of the things. I was like, oh, I want to go. And I was a Husker fan, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna. And yeah, and then you look at like the out-of-state tuition. It's like, yeah, it's not.
Going on
It's not yeah, it's like,
yeah, really?
Yeah, way more. Yeah, if you're out of state,
Damn.
And then if you get like certain like, state grants, like you can't apply those to out-of-state schools. So, like,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
so it gets expensive. Yeah.
So okay, so you got accepted, and you're like, fuck, I'll just stay then.
Well, no, so I went to San Jose State. I mean, you applied to a bunch of state schools, and then, like I said, my mom. It was basically my mom saying, like, you have to leave. Like, you can't stay here. I mean, and, they were helping me, so it's not like I was just doing it on my own. So
yeah. But besides you choosing to go to San Jose State, was there any other school that accepted you besides San Jose State?
well, yeah, like a bunch of other state schools and like out of state, because like I said, I applied to other schools like in Illinois, like yeah, just.
Oh, so
I'm trying to yeah.
So you really wanted to get out.
Yeah, I just wanted to leave, like,
yeah.
But like I said, once you see how much it costs, and
You're like, hell no.
well, I know I was thinking maybe I'll go to Hartnell and then reapply somewhere else to a good school after that, but I just ended up going to San Jose State right after high school.
So you go to San Jose State. How was your first year going to San Jose State? What was your thought process or your experience like walking in or camp as a freshman? You're like, holy shit.
It was, well, I was, because it was late when I decided to go, and so I was commuting for like the first couple of weeks, maybe month or so, and then I went into the dorms, and I think I was commuting. I don't know if you remember Annette. She was also So I was commuting with Annette. We would commute every day to go to school, and then I moved on campus, lived there for not even like a month. I was like, and so like a bunch of us just got an apartment across the street from campus, and we lived there like the first year.
So you're going to school. I know you were part of
and then my second year I pledged
you pledged
Kappa Sigma, fraternity.
What made you be the pledge, bro? Like, this was like, you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna join this shit or what?
Well, at first it was just like, you wanted to, you didn't want to just do school and then like do nothing. So I was like, maybe just get involved, do something. And then so they have like during the first couple of weeks of school, they have like rush week. And actually there was one of the dudes that was rushing or the rush chair. He started talking to me and telling me, oh, I should check out this, fraternity. And so I started checking out like the events they had. And so I decided to join. And funny thing is that same dude that got me to join the fraternity was the one that got me the job in
nice.
Malaysia. And that's why I moved there too. So
what was your process to join? Did you have to do anything crazy, dude?
I mean, it was, so you check out like the houses, you get a bid, you go. I mean, yeah, there is, like you do some like, stupid stuff. And I remember like back then they had like the show, was it Fraternity Life, Sorority Life? Like that was going on like when I was like pledging and going to school. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how it is now, but like, I mean, back then it was something that they probably wouldn't get. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but
Well, we do live in a new era, bro, where everybody's sensitive now, dude. You know what I mean? So I feel like if we would have rewind and do what we did back then, now it would have been like a big red flag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I got to experience those parties when I will bump into you, as I was saying, the parties. I'll be like, "Damn, this is fucking badass." But yeah, dude, so.
Well, and then back then, I mean, they didn't have like the exposure you do now, like you can post whatever and it it just it spreads.
Yeah. Yeah, like, why did you call in sick? And they end the picture of fucking doing cake stands. I know, dude. You can't even get away with shit now, huh? You can't even cheat. That sucks.
Did I?
At Juan Avila Photography, we specialize in capturing decisive headshots and portraits that tell your unique story. Serving Salinas, Monterey County, and beyond, our high-quality images reflect your professionalism and authenticity. Whether for corporate teams, executives, or personal branding, let us elevate your image with headshots tailored to your needs. Book your session today.
I was talking to one of my coworkers. She has a kid in high school, and we had a company meeting, and she had to fly out to California. And she's like, "Dude, I'm so lucky. We have like Ring cameras." She's like, "My kid can't get like. Good thing we didn't have them when we were young." I was like, "Yeah, like all."
That is true, dude. That is true. Porque no, yo me ponía unas pedototas, bro. I used to party at my mom's house, throw parties, dude, todo. And then go to San Jose, go to Fresno, for San Diego to party, dude. And it's just like, I remember I told, fuck it. She sees acabo ya está casada, ya no somos nada. Pero, I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna do something like to that person. I'll go party in San Diego, bro. Like, you can't even get away with it now, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking now the girls are so sneaky, bro. They'll put tags on the car and shit. Te encuentran, bro. Te encuentran las pinches viejas, bro. So anyway, what is the major that you did, bro?
Dude, well, when I first started, I started as a bio major, so I was biology, and then I was like, yeah, this is. It was like probably the third semester. I was like, yeah. So then I remember just like everyone, or like even in my fraternity, like the majority were like business majors, and it just seemed like, I mean, I don't want to say the easiest, but it's like, like the most, it made sense to do it for me. I don't know. So I majored in business marketing, and it was cool because like a lot of like my friends or bros had already taken classes, so like it was.
It was easier. It was easier for you. So you made a transition. You graduate. Did you just did your 4 years, or did you do like a master program or anything?
No, I didn't. Yeah,
You
I
just
didn't.
did that?
I mean, I wasn't. What's that? I didn't want to pursue it. It wasn't something that I was like, really liked, or it was like, just.
Hey, bro. I also heard that you climbed the ranks on your house too, on the Brotherhood.
No, I mean. I mean, I was involved. I was like always like the pledge educator. You get your pledges, and you
You're the shot caller.
Well, you teach them basically the history of like the fraternity and everything. So I was like that person that taught them like the history and.
Yeah, because I remember one time we went to the Fresno State versus San Jose State. I bumped into you. There was a bunch of youngsters around you, dude. They were like, no me acuerdo cómo te decían, bro. And I remember Mari's like, dude, you're like that one guy from old school, bro. So they're asking you for this, and you're like, oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think I might have been working one of those concessions, and I was in the.
I don't know, dude, but me and Mario got fucked up that day, bro. Almost got in a fight right there, man. Yeah.
It would get crazy, yeah. I remember, especially like schools like Fresno, and
Yeah, I remember we almost got in a fight, but I remember we saw you, and then we saw that you were like with all these little pledges or whatever. I don't know what they were, but they were following you ahí como tus minions. And I remember Mario's like, hey, güey, parece el de old school, güey. I remember, dude. All right, bro. So you graduated from school, right? And then what happened after that, dude? Like
I moved to the Midwest. I was in Nebraska.
So you moved to Nebraska?
Yeah.
Okay, so you moved to Nebraska. You're over there with your family. How was the culture over there versus San Jose and Salinas?
Oh, it was different, way different. It's a lot quieter. You're in like all your neighbors wave at you like you don't know them. Like everyone's saying, Like I remember just being like outside, getting in my car, and like people walk in the afternoon, and you just start up a conversation, like talk for a long time. Yeah, it's just like.
So your parents were still here?
No, they were over there as well.
Oh, se movieron para allá.
Sí.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I worked. I mean, I liked it and it was an experience, but for me, like they were just like so long winters. Like I hate winters. Like, imagine like having like snow from like sometimes October all the way to like April and it's just cold. Yeah, like you have to shovel and clean your driveway to get to work every morning because well, not every morning, but it snowed a lot. Yeah,
So it's different. It's
yeah.
different. So I'm sure there was points where you're like, man, I miss Cali.
I mean, I always knew I was going to come back to Cali. Like it was just like I need to just get out for a bit and experience, another place.
So you're in Nebraska. Is that when you get the call to go work overseas?
Yeah. So yeah, I was working. I was in Nebraska working, and then I was talking to like my friend. He's like, "Yeah, I'm out here working. You should check it out, see if you like." And it's like at first I was like, "Dude, what's in Malaysia?" Like I didn't even know. I don't even think I remember hearing what Malaysia or like Kuala Lumpur was.
Yeah.
And then I'm like checking it out, and it's like a Muslim country, so it's like it's gonna be way different. And I remember actually when when we landed. So it was me and another another one of our fraternity brothers. He got another one of our bros a job. So two of us move out to Nebraska, and I remember just landing, and we're driving from the airport to where we're staying. And I remember it's like, how long am I actually gonna like? ¿Cuánto voy a aguantar aquí? I remember thinking that. I was like, dude, and it was like it went by fast, and it
Was
was
it
like,
ugly, bro?
no,
It was
it's
nice?
like yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I mean, it's a developing country, but it's like a lot of high rises. Like I lived in like a really nice like high rise apartment.
Was it like super cheap there or what?
Yeah,
So were you getting paid US dollars or you were getting paid Malaysian dollars?
Malaysia, but the company was. I mean, like our headquarters and all that was in the U.S. Like part of it.
Yeah, pero te estaban pagando como si estuvieras aquí en the US.
Ringgit or the Malaysian currency. Yeah.
Yeah, pero the rate was the rate of US rate. Like let's say for example, like, they were paying you like $50 an hour here in US. Yeah, you were balling out of control because you were getting paid $50 an hour because the company is based in the US, right?
Yeah.
Or you were getting paid $3 an hour.
No, it was definitely competitive. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But por eso te digo, bro, because I know that I have friends that they moved to Texas, but they keep the California pay. So they're able to ball out and they have buy a nice house, you know what I mean? And and people's like, hey, ¿cómo le haces? Texas está barato. Well, I have my California pay. So now I want to be balling out, So that's why I asked, like, if that was for you like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so we did get paid basically like the US rate. So yeah, I mean, that's why like once we were there, like we were always just traveling, like even like after work, we would on a Friday, we would just go to the airport sometimes without a ticket and just be able to buy one there to like, oh, let's just go to, Thailand or whatever.
Yeah. So what was the food right there in Malaysia, bro?
So it is Muslim, but they do have like it's pretty diverse as far as like Asian, like they have like I want to say like maybe like a third of what they call like Malay, like Malaysian native, and then you have like a third of like Chinese. There's a lot of Chinese, and then Indian. So that, like it's and they celebrate like all the holidays. Like I remember Malaysia, I think it's one of the countries with like the most holidays. Because they have like the Chinese ones, they have like the Malay ones and like the Indian ones. And I remember I was like, oh, why am I off of work today? Like I didn't even know, but I was just I'd have like a free day. And
yeah, holy shit. Pero you said it was a Muslim.
It's a Muslim country, yeah.
So what, you had to like be careful what you say or how you dressed or what?
No, I mean the weird thing is that they would only like during Ramadan, like you fast. But like so Malaysians wouldn't be out, out at lunchtime, having a meal. But like you could see like Chinese people eating or like Indian and like I remember once we're at work and we're gonna go grab lunch and it was Ramadan and I invite one of our Muslim coworkers like, dude, I can't go. I'm Muslims like, but there's other people like, yeah, but like because he looks Muslims like they can't like they could actually like ID you and
really
yeah apparently
yeah. So it's like a disrespectful thing.
Not if you're not Muslim, no. So
Oh.
yeah. You like even going like, you ever heard of Tesco? It's like the Walmart, but like in Europe, it's a huge, yeah. So even like if you go to a Tesco, you have like the non-halal room, like you go into like a different room to get like if you want bacon or pork or beer, it's separate from everything else because it's yeah.
That's crazy, dude. Shit, I'll still be picking up. Dude.
Yeah.
If you do your fast, bro, I'm gonna eat that. So okay, so you're there, bro. You're getting a new experience. You're a different environment. Obviously, you're dealing with three type of different cultures. Sure, it was hot as hell.
Yeah.
Humid.
It was humid, yeah.
Yeah.
Year round.
Did you get adjusted to that?
Dude, I enjoyed it, yeah. Like I went, like I told you, I left Nebraska. It was like probably like fall, and I was like, oh, it's gonna get cold again. I left like right around that time.
So you were enjoying the
Yeah.
weather.
And it was just
So right there, your venture started there. So you would say you go to Thailand. What other areas will you travel around there? You started peak interest of traveling.
so you have so you're in like Central Asia, right, in Malaysia, and then they have like, I don't know if you ever heard of Air Asia. It's like one of the biggest like low cost airlines.
Mm-hmm.
So it was out of there, and you can just grab flights to all over Asia for like cheap. Yeah.
So you went to Thailand, dude. What was your experience going to Thailand, dude?
Thailand's probably one of the more like fun countries that I've been to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just best weather. Like, I mean, if it's beautiful islands, and then so you have like the scenery, and then you have like the party scene. You have
I've seen videos on social media with they're like walking, todas las chinitas están ahí. Ahí aventándote, like kind of like throwing themselves at you, bro.
massage.
Shit, I want to go there. Y me imagino que hace barato también, ¿no?
Everything, dude. I remember when we first got there, it was like cheaper to buy a beer than water. So it's like, why buy water?
Really?
I mean, I don't know how it is now, but I mean, I went like a few years back, in 22 or 23. I was there, but
one of my buddies told me, dude, he's like, if you ever want to go somewhere, go to Thailand. So check it out.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. He's like, if you go with your wife, these are the areas you want to go. But if you go with your buddies, these are the areas you're going to go. I was like, I'd rather go for So you're there, bro. You go to Thailand. You travel a lot of places in Asia. What other places do you travel at,
Everywhere, dude. We went to Vietnam. I went to Cambodia.
How was Vietnam, bro?
It was a trip, dude. They still have like the
stigma of the
yeah,
Vietnam
like the
War?
American dude. We went to these they call them the Coochie tunnels, where the tunnels where like the Vietnamese would go out. They made them, and they were really small, like to trap like Americans and like set booby traps and stuff like that. So you watch a video and they just talk about the American devil, and I was with like other like Americans, and they're like, I was like, yo soy mexicano, like. And it's just like, yeah, they still have that, and it's like they talk about like the Agent Orange and like just like they.
Because I remember that there's been videos or history, dude, where they talk about all the booby traps they did.
Yeah.
And there were some that were gnarly, dude.
Yeah.
They will do to the U.S. soldiers. I'll be like, holy crap,
Yeah, I mean, you go into these tunnels, dude, and it's like little holes. Like, I mean, they had to widen them up for like tourists, for Americans to like check them out. But dude, there's people like you go in there and you go pretty deep, and people will have like panic attacks that have to get out. And so it's like you have to decide if you're going in, because if not, like it's only one person at a time. Someone's following you, and you're like,
damn.
Yeah.
So you got to experience that. What about like, did you get any type of like people mad dogging you, bro? Like the way kick, since it still sounds like they still have that stigma, right? The Vietnam War, like.
I mean, I don't look like you're. So a lot of the times, like I think in Malaysia they have a pretty good like Iranian population. So like most people would be like up to me and come up like Iran, and I was like, no. So I think they probably thought I was like,
oh, bro, I will
Eastern.
definitely blend in if I go to Malaysia. I remember one time, bro, I tell this to everybody when I was where I work at. You deal with a lot of Indian people, Russians, Cubanos and stuff. And I remember back then when I had hair, bro, like yours, me lo peinaba de una cierta manera, bro. And I remember one time I was walking outside in the shop, all cool, dude. And I remember this guy, fucking Indio, se baja the truck, and he's looking at me, he's all, starts going on me, dude, like talking to me like he knows me, bro, but on different language way. You're like, you're talking to. Y me decía, hey, que, you know, your hair. Me decía así. Yo, oh, yeah, thanks, amigo. Hey, blah, 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 blah. Like, hey, amigo, I'm sorry, dude. I'm Mexican. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were, you know, Indian. I'm like, well, I am Indian, but from Mexico, bro. You know, bro, te digo, I'll play it over there, right? But, yeah, because you don't look Mexican, bro. You look like Italian, dog.
Well, in Malaysia, they thought I was Iranian. And after a point, like, it just became so, like, everyone was saying it. So I was like, yeah. At one point, I was like, yeah, I'm Iranian.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you ever, like, bust out the Spanish over there, bro?
Yeah. You know what's funny? When I was living in well, we call it KL, Kuala Lumpur, it was a big expat community. And I remember there was I remember some girls that were from Mexico City lived there. So I would like talk to them.
So there's people from Mexico there.
Yeah, and then I remember like this other girl, like Malaysian girl. She's Malaysian. She went to they sent her to like a boarding school in Mexico City, and she spoke like I would speak. Yeah.
So there was people from Mexico that would go there for work or just study or
yeah, there was yeah, like the girls from Mexico City worked and lived there.
Oh wow.
And then I remember once too, like so I lived like a bit outside of the city. I mean, like just outside of it. And I remember I went to it was like a Sunday, and I went to the grocery store, and I see just buying my groceries, and I see this like little girl running to jump on her dad, and she jumps on him, and the guy goes, "Ay, hijo de su madre," like because she jumped on his back. I was like, what the? Like I haven't heard this shit. It's like, and I started talking to him, so he was like Mexican, living there and working there too.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy. How was like the grocery stores over there? I know you talk a lot about the grocery stores, bro. ¿Cómo era like la comida, dude? Was it more fresh? Ya ves que aquí está todo processed.
Dude, you know what's funny? I remember I even took like a picture and I sent it to some family. They had I don't remember if it was like Fresh Express, one of those, but it was packaged here and
it was sent over there.
Yeah, and it was sent over there.
Pero like,
but that was like a nice grocery store,
like a big chain store.
Yeah,
but like
like the markets and stuff. Yeah, you could see, there was like a Chinatown. They call it Chinatown. They had like a market with like fish, and it was just like some meat. It had like just flies sitting there. Yeah. So you get that too, but
yeah. So it's like everything's fresh, pretty much.
I mean, it doesn't look fresh, but yeah, like I mean like the meat at least, but the fish and stuff like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like as far as the grocery store, bro, like
not processed. You're saying?
Yeah. It was not processed.
I mean, you had that too, but you'd go to the market. Yeah, you'd get some fresh stuff for sure.
Did you ever see like any type like import beers from like I know Corona's everywhere, bro. But
and they was so expensive. Like, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The Modelos, fucking. You never saw like any other Mexican beers over there or anything? Or tequilas, bro? I know you're partying.
Yeah. I mean, I would avoid like the tequilas there because, and most people do because you just get like the cheap stuff. Like, they only have like Jose Cuervo, like like. So.
Or they just have the bottle with the name, bro, but you don't know if it's the actual.
Yeah. But it's not the good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was being curious there because, like, in those areas, sometimes I watch videos of those little chinitos, bro. They're, like, just finished fishing and they're fucking cooking right there raw and they're eating their shit, dude. Like, it's like, damn, that's fucking awesome. It's just contentos aquí, yo con una burger, But it's just like, did you got to, like, see that all the way around, like, every area there? Because it sounds like you went to Vietnam, you went to Thailand. What else did you went? Did you went to China también, or?
Yeah, I was in Hong Kong. I went to...
Ooh, Hong Kong. How was that, dude?
Oh, dude, it's a huge city. Like, it's probably like, I think you're just walking. It's like walking in the streets. I remember just leaving like the hotel, and it's so just crowded. It's like one of the most.
So nobody drives or what the fuck?
It's just you just walk. I mean, yeah, people drive, but you're just walking like in the main like squares and stuff. Yeah. And like when you're going to like a Giants game or something, when you're walking out of like everyone's when it's over and everyone's walking at the same time. Like it's like that in some spots. Like it feels like that. Yeah.
And how's the culture over there in Hong Kong? ¿Cómo son la raza allá, bro? Like, how are they? Are they cool, bro? Did you get any, like people mad dogging you?
No, I never got, like, any of that. I remember I was there for, like, I I think I was there like in Cinco de Mayo, and there was like a Chevy's type place celebrating it. And I remember I went just for the well, it wasn't Chevy's, but it was like something like that. Yeah.
Because I've seen there's Mexican places in certain areas like that, bro. Because otra vez they were doing un documentario that in Russia there's a Mexican spot in there, and it's always popping, dude. The owners are Mexicans.
Yeah.
So it's like, did you ever got to see that?
In Kuala Lumpur, there was there were several Mexican restaurants, but there was one that was like ran and owned by a Mexican family.
Really? Shit, I think I'm gonna make the move, bro. Open a restaurant over there. Shit. Make some tamales, some champurrados, bro. All right, so Hong Kong. So it sounds like the food was almost similar, dude, like Malaysia, Hong Kong, Thailand, Vietnam, or was it a little bit different?
It's different. Like in Thailand, you get Thai food here, dude. If you get it in Thailand and you say like spicy, dude,
I can imagine.
Yeah, and like here, you don't really get that. I haven't gotten that.
Nunca te pegó like chorrito nada, bro, because of the spices and shit.
No,
because over there in Malaysia, I'm sure. I mean, you said there's Indians there too. They eat a lot of spices, bro.
Yeah,
a lot of onion too.
Yeah, and I would eat everything. Like I never. Yeah.
You never had like ups the stomach, nothing.
No, the only place where I had like a bad episode of like stomach flu or was in Germany. And it's like, you think out of all places it wouldn't be Germany, like it'd be all over somewhere in Asia, but no.
Yeah. So you do your little rounds in Asia, bro. Did you ever went to Japan?
Yeah, recently.
Yeah, how was it, bro?
I was only in Tokyo, but it's like, yeah, it's a really cool city. It's like lively. It's one of the, it doesn't have the same feel as Hong Kong, but it has like the energy too. So
what's the difference, bro, between Hong Kong and Japan?
Dude, Japan, like everyone's so like what do you call it? Like considerate. Like you can go like in the subway and everyone's like lined up. Everyone like
really?
Yeah. Like it's like like you could walk in. Oh, and the other funny thing too, like in Japan, like even like a 7-Eleven, dude, like you get like good like sushi. Like I would get like these like good food.
No,
like
nothing compared to the sushi here in 7-Eleven.
No. Like it's like good. Like yeah.
Damn, bro. All right. So, did you ever went to like Korea?
No.
Like the good side of Korea, not the bad side, bro. You know what I mean?
No.
What is it? Is it South Korea or is it South Korea?
You'd be able to go South Korea.
Yeah. Damn, bro. Okay, so you're there. You experienced the whole Asia thing. When did you went out of the Asia? Like you say, you went to Germany. For how long you were in Germany?
Well, I've been there a couple times, but it was like for a week or so.
Is it true what they say, bro? Que las Germany girls, they go crazy for Mexicans? Or that's only Russian girls? Don't tell me you've been to Russia. You've been to Russia?
No, I haven't been to Russia. No.
Yeah.
But was it the first? I went one time during the beer
the beer fest?
Oktoberfest.
The Oktoberfest?
Yeah. And I did the whole beer fest, dude. People would just sit there for like just sitting down for like 12 hours, just drinking beer the whole day. And then you get up and it's like towards the end of the day, there's just people stumbling.
The girls carrying like 7 or 10 beers.
Yeah, with their I forget what you call it, leader hose in it. Oh no, I think that's what the guys wear. But you know how they wear
yeah. That's what's up, bro. I know they do one right there in Campbell, huh? Downtown Campbell, they do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was there. Was it 2 years ago? Oh shit, I got fucked. So you've been to Germany, and then I remember a couple months ago when I was trying to get you to come in, you were training for a hiking venture, right? Que te miraba con tus little hiking boots. Here's the dude, you're like, oh, I'm trying to break a in, bro.
Yeah.
¿Dónde fuiste a ¿Dónde fuiste a Peru?
A Peru, yeah. We did the Inca Trail, which is like a 3 or 4 day hike.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
So that means while you're hiking, you get to camp out and sleep, or what?
Yeah. So you start off your hike day 1. You hike however many hours, miles, and then night comes, and you camp out.
Bust out your camping tent, or?
Well, so you carry whatever you're gonna wear and stuff like that, but then you have like your porters that carry like the food and the camping gear,
the slave.
And then you just you camp out there, and like even like the first day, I remember we just got ahead because it was getting dark, and we just got ahead. We passed our campsite and we walked like additional couple hours,
Yeah.
and we were lost. And I went with my boss,
Yeah.
and we were just walking. It's already getting dark, and you hear it's like, oh shit! You're just like looking around. And it's like we're not gonna make it back before like it gets dark, and we don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it is trails, but sometimes they veer off, and some
Yeah.
that aren't trails look like trails. So it's like we got lost, and then we finally I was like, let's go back, and then we saw someone like maybe an hour and a half later, and it was already dark, and we're like, my boss was tripping.
So you had somebody that obviously set up the tent, food. So it was like already pre-made food, or it was food that they would cook there for
They
you
would
guys?
cook, yeah.
Oh, because it was kind of like an expedition thing already.
Yeah.
They set up.
Yeah, that was like a campground that you'd stop at.
So
but-
it was a 4-day, you said, right?
Yeah. I think 4 days, 3 nights.
Like, what was the goal, dude? To get to a certain peak or what?
Yeah, so there is I forget. I don't remember the name of I think it's Lady Dead Woman Pass or something like that. And it was, I don't remember how high up it was, but it was pretty high. And that was challenging. That's like in one day you climb like several thousand feet.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah, I think it was like Dead Woman's Pass. And then once you come back down, but you're still climbing, and then finally you walk to Machu Picchu.
Oh, so that was the whole purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's
That's
a
an
4-day
Inca trail.
Oh, okay. You just don't show up, roll up. Okay, here it is, Machu Picchu thing.
Well, you can do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we took the Inca trail where it's like,
because I wanted to go, but then you said 4 days, but I don't know if I want to go now.
no, you could do the day trip where they
I was
drive
like,
you to the entrance.
Que llegue, me deja ahí el bar, go check it out, and then come back. You went savage, dude. Did you get in touch with your ancestors, bro? Did you feel any type of like damn, this is where part of my blood. You know what I mean?
I mean, one of the things that stood out for me from that trip is like, you get there and it's high elevation, and everywhere you go, they offer you coca leaf tea, right?
I was gonna say a sacrifice.
No, so you go to your hotel, you go anywhere, it's like, oh, you want some coca tea, and you're drinking it.
Oh, coca tea?
Coca leaf.
Oh yeah. So it's kind of like the one, instead of snoring it, you're chewing
la
it.
hoja, you're chewing it and you're drinking it. And it helps. Shit. It helps with the with like the elevation and energy.
You didn't bring some?
Well, I mean, and you know what? I remember thinking, because you could buy it at the grocery store there. You could buy, you get it everywhere. And then I was like, what if I bring some? They're like, it's illegal. Like, you can't bring that into.
How are they gonna know it's coca leaves, bro? Why can't you just disguise it as a plant? Disguise it as a plant, because I know that los miners in Peru, bro, that's what they use to fucking mine for 12, 16 hours, bro. They grab that shit and they put it in here, and they're out there. I guess it gives you energy. You said it does.
Yeah, I mean, I would eat like a couple of leaves.
Yeah,
but like our tour guide, he would put he said, no, you need to put like 30. He put it looked like a.
Hey, bro, yeah, but besides the coca leaves, bro, the tea, did you like experience? I mean, no sé Machu Picchu, like está en Peru, pero. I mean, I don't know if it has something to connect with the fucking Aztecs or the Mayans.
No, it's what do you call it? Inca. Son los Incas.
The astronomers.
But yeah,
were there the astronomers or?
I mean, they all, even the Aztecs, they all had like they were all well versed in astronomy. But like I remember like doing one of the hikes, like, and you're, like I said, that peak where you go up in the peak. That one was, I remember just like, you had to push yourself, and along the way, like there's people like crying, they want to give up, and it's like, yeah, and I remember just like once you're up there, you're like you feel accomplished, and it's
even with the coca, bro, they want to give up.
Yeah.
Shit, I'll be like, fucking, let's
coca
do
didn't
this.
kick
in. Yeah. But like, what was your feeling, bro? Once you got to the Machu Picchu and you got to see all that right there, dude. Because I mean, I don't know what happened to the civilization, bro. I didn't pay attention to school. Pero it's like, ¿qué te hizo sentir, bro, cuando miraste eso? Miraste I'm sure you bump into gente que todavía, ancestors,
yeah.
and you're like, yeah, because I have a friend that went over there, dude, and did the ayahuasca retreat for like fucking 5 days, bro. And I've been wanting to do that, dude. And he's planning to go again sometime this year.
Check it out, dude.
I might go, dude, but me da miedo, güey, porque qué tal si me pasa algo, güey, you know what I mean? Or like I go on a deep fucking trip.
Check it out, man.
You know, come back. O me arrestan at the airport because of coca leaves, bro. You know, but yeah, it's just like what was your thought process, bro? As soon as you got there, you got to experience that. You saw that the ancient ruins, and you're like, fuck, you know, this is like, whoa, you know.
It was, dude. I mean, and I'm glad I did. Like, it was hard, like that climb, the hike. But I'm glad I did that because you see people that just arrive that day and like they get dropped off and they do like a little walk up.
Yeah,
But I'm glad I did that.
it was like an accomplishment.
Yeah, yeah.
So, out of all the places you've been, bro, out of all the places and all the cultures you got to experience, because I'm sure that in Malaysia you got to see statues of the whatever they believe in.
Yeah,
and
different.
In Japan, I don't know if they had statues of.
Engaging video content can drive your business forward. We specialize in creating professional corporate videos and commercials tailored to your brand. Collaborative ideas help display your vision. Let's elevate your business today. LC1 Productions, crafting stories that matter.
Buddhas or whatever. I don't even know, dude. I'm just hypothetically speaking, you know, but out of every culture that you see, that you got to experience that, you know, knowing that you come from a familia, mexicana, knowing from our history, you know, Azteca or whatever, bro, ¿qué te hace mirar, like, or what makes you value more your culture? Like, did it make you appreciate your culture more, or it made you more like, damn, you know, it's fucking cool that there's different cultures, but like, wow, you know, because the way I say this, bro, is because one, a lot of us don't get the opportunity to do like what you're doing, right? And a lot of us, instead of doing something like that I feel like it should be freaking awesome, you know, we go to Cancun.
Yeah.
or we go to Disneyland. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, it's just like, you know, ¿cómo te sientes tú, bro? Like how do you feel like being able to see different type of cultures, different type of treatment, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what is your thought process?
At the end of the day, it just makes you appreciate your culture more. Like, people ask me, like, you've been to all these countries, like, which one's still your favorite one? And like, honestly, I think it is Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've been to Mexico City, huh?
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, yeah, it's great to like experience everything, but it's like, it just makes you be grateful. And it's like, oh, dude, like, because Mexico has it all, dude. Like, it has, you know.
You been to también the pyramids y todo in Mexico?
The Teotihuacan and
You been
Chichen
there?
Itza, yeah.
I never been there, bro. I want to go there, dude. But then I feel like I probably just, you know, I don't know, bro.
Just party and then
No,
make it there.
I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like a part of me would be like, you know, like, damn, this is like, all these fuckers are right here just doing sacrifices and shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, you trip. I mean, where I've had that the most was in the on that hike, the Inca Trail, just because like you're there for you're there for days and all you're doing is walking, and it's like,
How was the view, dude? Like, do you have any pictures, dog, or anything?
I do, yeah.
You can show me later, bro.
Yeah,
but I saw that you ate a freaking hamster.
a cuy, yeah.
How was it, dude? You just had to eat it because
You're in Peru, dude. You just have to try it once. Yeah, I wouldn't order it again. It was like you know, like when you have carnitas, like the rubbery ones.
Yeah,
it was like that, but it didn't taste like carnitas. It was just like it tasted like, I don't know, dude. It wasn't good.
damn. What was something crazy that you ate, dude? Like everywhere out of all places you've been.
I've eaten in Cambodia. I remember having they have these worms. I don't know if they're like silkworms, but they have worms. Like you have like the market, and they just have them like they're selling them there, and it's like you just have. I remember just having
worms.
What else?
What about frog legs? Did you ever eat frog legs?
In Cambodia too. Like so when I went to Cambodia, I went to this wedding. It was in a village.
Is that the one where
it was
you're
like
all
a rancho?
suited?
Yeah,
Is that the one you're all suited?
Yeah.
With your little fucking Aladdin shoes?
Yeah. So I was wearing like the traditional
You still have that suit,
Cambodian
bro?
gear. No, it was rented. And we went to like, it was like the boda was like in a rancho, and it was like you have like maybe like 20, 30 houses.
Yeah.
And then like the rest is like the land that they grow their crops on. And they would go out and like during the day and like catch frogs and bring them, and then you'll have that for dinner.
Hey, bro. What is it? What area is it that they they see the cows as sacred.
India.
Is India?
Yeah.
So they won't even eat the cows, dude.
No.
So what will happen, like, if they see me eating a fucking piece of taco?
I mean, I don't know. I remember, like, you walking, like, you're in New Delhi or Mumbai, like, you're in the city, right? And you just
Mumbai,
see,
there you
like,
go, Mumbai.
yeah, and you're just, like, you see just, like, a cow on the street, and it's, like
sacred, huh?
no, like, it's just walking on the street, and you're in the city, you know?
Yeah, no. I've seen videos of it, dude, and I see, like, the Indios las acarician, and I was like, dude, fuck that shit. Cut that shit.
Yeah.
Eat it right now. You know what I mean? Pero te digo, like, it's sacred.
It's
like,
yeah, they
yeah.
consider it sacred.
Because I remember my mom had on Cheddar, dude, and she'll have, like, Indios, like, go in there, like, hey, let me get a vegetarian burrito. And sometimes I'll help her, and I'm like, Mom, what the heck is that? Just lettuce? So, no, it's
Carne,
lettuce,
sí.
rice, and beans. Lettuce, rice, and beans, and mucha cebolla. Mucha cebolla. Sometimes I tell my wife, I think you're part Indian. She's like, why? Because my wife loves onion, bro. Like, tú eres India, man. You know, but yeah, I mean, damn, bro. So you've been everywhere. I mean, obviously, I was gonna ask you which is your favorite spot, but you already mentioned Mexico. We talked about different cultures, you know, different type of foods, different type of atmosphere, weather. You know what I mean? If you had an opportunity to, like, move somewhere to work remotely again, would you go back to Malaysia, or would it be a particular spot that you want to move to?
I don't know, dude. I mean, I liked Malaysia, but it's like I felt like I've already lived there. I think I've done it, and it's like my friends that I made while living there. Like we still meet up. Like we met up recently, earlier this year. One of them lives in Singapore now, and he was here in February.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, dude, when we lived there, it was awesome. It's like I wouldn't live there anymore. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it,
Did,
but I'm glad I did it. You know? Yeah.
Did a lot of those spots you got to see, like, fast food chains restaurants? Like, you see
yeah.
that? Yeah.
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 Like McDonald's, everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Starbucks.
Starbucks. Yeah.
Damn. Looking back, dude, what is the one thing that you're most proud of? On your
Like
journey?
I said, yeah. Like I said, the friends that I made in Malaysia, we just met up. Like I've probably seen all of them like at least once a year. Like we meet
you
up.
have a good relationship. That's awesome.
So I think
dude.
just, you know, the friendships that you make along the way for sure.
Yeah. What do you think that has helped you stay grounded through all the changes and moves?
I think for me, it's probably just, I mean, there's always going to be challenges. You're always going to have that. It's just knowing that every like, I'm looking at a perspective of like, oh, when you're going through like, you know, like a change or something, it's like you're going to get through it and you're just going to learn from it and look back.
Right.
So for me, it's always like what gets me through things is just like, what is it going to be when you look back? It's going to be a lesson, and it's going to be something like, oh yeah, I did. And it's yeah.
That's what's up, bro. And another question that I have for you is how do you define your success now versus how you used to?
I think, I mean, success for me is just being happy with where you are and what you've done.
Mm.
And not, you know, like sometimes you can just get carried away and say, oh, I want this and that. It's like, for me, at the end of the day, it's like you're healthy, you have your family's around, you have a good family, like that.
That's
for me.
enough for you.
Yeah,
that's enough for you. That's
that's
awesome,
success.
dude. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people, they want a lot of money to be
Yeah.
happy, but then again, it's like, yeah, money gives you comfort, gives you a peace of mind. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's just like I tell everybody, you know, based on my journey, is that you gotta live life. You gotta live life to the fullest. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. Make the best of it. Don't dwell on bullshit. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
If your coworker pisses you off, breathe in, breathe out. I know that it's easy for me to say right now, bro, but sometimes I just want to knock some fools out at work, bro. Especially today, that I just felt like, you know, but así es, bro. You know what I mean? You just gotta know how to handle it and move forward, right? You can't let that ruin your day. Because for me, bro, like, God gave me an opportunity and I'm making the best of it. You know what I mean? I'm not wasting it because I know there's other people that wish they had the opportunity that I have, and they're still fighting for survival. They're still fighting to see if they're going to make another year, another 6 months, another 3 months, right? So now another question that I have for you, bro, is how do you balance your growth with staying connected with family and friends? Staying busy.
Well, I mean, you're always going to be busy. You're always going to have something to do. It's just making the time to be there for your family. I remember like my boss always says, you're always going to like take the time off. Just go. Like she like pushes it to like do your thing, because like at the end of the day, you're the job's going to be here. Like who cares? Take that time and like do what you want and be with your family. And that's the way I look at it.
She's not hiring, bro. I mean, well, yeah, bro. I mean, she has a lot of truth to that. You know what I mean? And that's awesome that you have a boss like that she's able to encourage you to take some time off, go have fun, enjoy yourself, and come back. You know what I mean? Not a lot of bosses do that, bro. So shout out to your boss. No. Shout out to your boss, bro.
Yeah, no, I like I said, she's just like, hey, you want to go to Machu Picchu? Like,
you're the one with. That's awesome, dude. I mean, do your parents still live here, or the in Nebraska?
No.
Se movieron para acá. They got tired of the cold.
Yeah. Well, my dad retired, and like, I'm definitely not going to live here and retire here.
¿Y tus brothers todavía están aquí? Or they?
Sí.
Yeah. All right. Just to tone it down, bro, and to wrap it up, I'm going to ask you some fun questions, bro. What's your go-to meal here at your home?
I always.
Y llegas tú y tu mom te dice, here you go. You know, what is your go-to meal that your mom knows that?
I would probably be like, just like some carne asada, like definitely like a steak or something. Like
because I know your mom say like, dude, this guy has eaten everything. I'm gonna hook on some enchiladas, some sopes or something, you know. But carne asada steak. All right,
when I was in Malaysia, I definitely like missed. I remember mole. Like I wanted mole. Yeah.
I'm sure you missed a lot of Mexican food out there. Yeah.
I mean, like we would hit up Mexican spots, but it was
not the same.
It was not the same. Yeah.
I know. If you could instantly be great at one thing, what would it be?
Learning and conquering languages. That'll get you far anywhere you go.
I'm surprised I didn't ask you that way. Do you know any other language besides Spanish?
No.
How did you communicate, dog?
Dude, so I remember when I first moved to Malaysia, I asked my friend. He was the guy that got me the job. He's a white dude. He's like, dude. I was like, am I gonna be able to like get around? He's like, dude, for me, it's harder to. He's like, it would be harder for me to get around in East San Jose at the time. He said that. Then because it was like a British colony up until like the 50s or 60s, so everyone speaks English, but I mean their official language is Malay. But yeah, it's trippy because everyone there is like if they're Chinese, even though they've been there for generations, they'll speak Chinese, Malay, and English, and like a lot of them. Yeah.
So you'll say learn different type of languages.
Yeah.
All right. What's one place that is still on your bucket list till this day to travel to?
I'd still want to do like a safari, and after I did
safari in Africa?
Yeah, after I did that hike in Peru, I would like to do like Kilimanjaro. That I heard that one's tough. Like,
what is it, bro?
Mount Kilimanjaro.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if you do fucking Mount Everest.
I mean, I've gone to Nepal and done some of those hikes, but
I wouldn't be surprised if I see a picture that's like Mount Everest, dude. All right. Well, okay, I like this one, dude. Who would you love to sit down with and have a deep conversation? Either he's dead or he's alive.
I mean, I'm not a religious person, but I think the person that comes to mind would be Jesus.
That's a good one, dude. What would be your first question, dude?
Are you no? I don't want to get all. I don't know, but it would just be interesting.
Really, you're not religious, dude?
No, I think I'm spiritual, but I'm not like religious. Okay. Yeah, like I don't. Yeah, like I mean, I grew up Catholic and stuff, but I'm not.
Scientologist? You're a Scientologist?
Scientology?
Yeah, that's Scientology, though? I don't think it was, bro. What advice would you give yourself? What advice? No. Okay, I don't know which way I should ask you this question, bro. Because usually I ask everybody if you could go back in time and ask little Diego, he's small, what would you tell him?
It gets better. Just keep going.
All right, all right. Last one, dude. Obviously, you know the name of the podcast, Live Life, right? What does live life mean to you today?
Live life for me is just don't think twice. Just if you have like a gut feeling and you want to do it, do it. Because at the end of the day, I think the only regrets we'll have in life is not doing what we wanted to do.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome, dude. That's one way to end it, bro. But before I officially end it, to anybody out there that wants to travel, that wants to experience a new adventure, bro, what advice would you give them?
I mean, just book it and go. Because I for me, even now, like sometimes I'll be like, oh, I need to do all this work, like, and if I just book it and like have it ready, it's like I'm already going.
Just don't think about it twice.
Yeah,
Just book it.
just book it. Because
Just book it.
yeah, just book it.
I'm gonna book my flight to Thailand.
Yeah,
Get a
And
massage. My wife
and
will
you're
kill me,
going.
bro. Oh man, no, just book it. So that's a good one, dude. Just book it. Don't think about it twice. Just do
Yeah.
it. Just do it. All right,
Because
bro.
you'll always talk yourself out of things if
You see, bro. I think that's where I'm at now. That I'm like, nunca me llamó la atención go experience like other countries. But now that I'm getting older, bro, it's like I want to now. You know what I mean? Like ahora sí quiero tomar esa iniciativa. No que nunca pude o nunca quise. Más bien nunca quise. No me llamó la atención, bro. No. Pero gracias a Dios la oportunidad estuvo ahí. But I just nunca me llamó la atención. Sometimes I think about it because I never had nobody to like say, hey, let's go. You know what I mean? And I never had the courage to say, fuck, I'm going to go by myself. You know what I mean? Those are the two reasons. But, now that I'm getting older, bro, it's like, you know what, fuck, it's time to experience a little bit more,
And for me, I'm glad I did when I was young. Because for like me now, I'm like ready to sort of wind down. I mean, I still travel and stuff, but it's like I don't want to do it as much. And like, yeah.
No, pues ya estamos viejos.
Yeah.
Ya estamos viejos, bro. You still have your hair? I don't have my hair no more, bro. Right? Nah, but you know what, bro? Thank you, dude, for being here today, sharing a little bit of your journey as far as traveling, different cultures, food, and, everything, dude. Your story, success, and where you're at right now. But I appreciate you, bro, taking the time to be here today.
My
Te lo
pleasure, man.
agradezco, dude. I know I'll see you at the gym. I know I haven't been in the gym in the morning, bro. But
I
I've
was
been
gonna
at
say,
night.
dude, I'm
Right?
gonna call you out. Oh, okay.
I've been at night, bro. I've been at night. As a matter of fact, after the year, I'm going to go to the gym. Yeah.
Nice, man.
I just been too busy right now que no me puedo despertar temprano, bro. Y a veces me desperto temprano. Like today I woke up like at 4:30. I was like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm going to sleep. You know what I mean? I got to be in my A game. Really, I got to be in my A game. Pero yeah, I got to get back in the morning, dude. I got to get back.
I'll be there, dude.
Yeah, but no, thank you, bro. I appreciate you, dude.
Good
and then I'll
being
get
here,
you that beef jerky, bro. All right? I'll
No
get you
worries,
that beef
man.
jerky.
I'll hold you to it, dude.
Yeah, no, see, I'll get you the beef jerky. And thank you again, dude, for being here, bro. And that's it for today, guys. We're out.